of the point you said, trust, I think that is something that's very, very important to our audience as well, because as news and media publishers, trust is pretty much the currency for them.
Yeah.
The audience pretty much visits their website, consumes their content because of the trust that they've built over the years. And, so in order to build on that, like for say social media AI tools, how can they help news and media publishers to crack social media? Because they've been primarily reliant on Google and organic search, but with that being in I would say in a crazy state right now, social media is the next biggest source of traffic. So how can AI help my audience to
Yeah, I mean, so we work with some news publishers, and it's so
Mhm.
interesting because they are, as we were talking about online back offline previously, there are very much of the mind of like headline and link, but that's so one-sided. So what we learned from our friend David Allison, who owns the Value Graphics database, he's a consultant to the United Nations. He has done millions of surveys across the world in multiple languages and cultures and learned that there's 54 values, 54 triggers that make people do what they do. A trigger could be community, environment, family, productivity, stuff like that. And when you can understand what it is that makes people do what you want them to do, that inspires them to do that, you can sort of infiltrate that through the content that you're writing. And so that's part of the reason that we're trying to figure out how to help people, is like, how do we uncover not only what words but the why behind the words, and and help them understand, like, how can you use that elsewhere. So if it's just the headline of the story, you might be only accessing one value of the 54 that can tap anyone to do anything, right? But if you were to, no, sorry, I'm plugging my own product, but if you were to go through the article and find, let's
Okay.
say, 40 highlights of throughout the article, which I'm sure there often are, right? And then run
Yeah.
one highlight once a week for 40 weeks. Number one, you're going to assume that your content is evergreen, even if it's a present day story, because people will
Yeah.
still, on Google, it lasts forever. The internet lasts forever. So you're going to get so much more out of that article, right? Even if you schedule one a month for 40 months, right? And then you're
Yeah.
going to make this crazy quilt of your calendar. You're going to have so much more to say, and you'll see exponential interaction with the article, because now you're hitting humans on multiple levels, because we're multiple faceted people. And we're
Yeah.
seeing this now because, so the old way, Adi, the old way was, like in radio, we'd play you one song 300 times a week, hoping you'd
Yeah.
hear it once, which, how annoying is that? And then in
Yeah.
marketing, we were all taught someone had to see, watch, hear your ad 7 times before it sank in. So that's why there was so much repetition in commercials, for example. Now that's almost 2 dozen. So the repetition is still here, but as humans, we're like, don't spam me, get away from me. So you have to come
Yeah.
up with multiple variants of how to tell someone the same thing, to keep
Mhm.
them not only from repelling you, but to get them to pay
Yeah.
any attention whatsoever.